I'm going to give the same kind of response that I gave to The Gunman, because it's kind of a similar premise in some ways. This was a movie, Mile 22. Look, it was either this or Alpha, and I had already missed pretty much the screenings for Alpha, and Mark wouldn't have been able to join me for either of them anyway. And I'll be honest, Alpha, see, the first trailer for Alpha, I was all right. I'm like, okay, this is interesting, but then you had the narrator over that last year, like, now witness with this true story of the bond between man and man's best friend. Like, go off with that shit. So yeah, I'm like, sure, Mile 22, I'll get some action. I got Mark Wahlberg in there, like him. I know who the actress who plays, I don't remember her name, like the main female member of his op, not Ronda Rousey, the other one. I know who she is. I think that's Evangeline Lilly. I think. I could be wrong on that, but I think it is. So I'm like, all right, so we'll get some action. We'll get some, the political intrigue, how ghost ops work, things like that. And look, it's not a terrible movie. I can't even say it's a bad movie. It's an okay movie. It's not amazing. It's definitely... Look, I will say this. Of the two big spy movies out right now, if you want to count this as one, three, if you want to count Spy Who Dumped Me. I didn't see Spy Who Dumped Me. Go see Mission Impossible. Now, if you've seen Mission Impossible enough, sure, give this a watch. I can say that. What do I like about this movie? I guess is where I should start. All the actors are good. Mark Wahlberg particularly is on his game as that hyperactive asshole Mark Wahlberg. Because they make a point of fact in the opening credits of the movie, going over his history, is that yes, he's hyper intelligent, but he has aggression issues. So his mother gave him a rubber band to, if he's tense or something like that, he kind of gets him the focus on. So you get a lot of that hyperactive, I don't give two shits about what you say kind of Mark Wahlberg. And it's fun to watch. It's a Mark Wahlberg who's got nothing to lose, just doesn't give two shits. I've got no problems with that. And he's pretty solid in the movie. Again, I believe it's Evangeline Lilly. Pretty sure. I could be wrong. I'll double check when this is over. She's pretty solid in the movie. Again, all the actors... Sans John Malkovich, which I have no particular issue against John Malkovich, but ever since I watched their review of Aragon, you'll probably know who I'm talking about, but I won't say names just for sake of being flagged or whatever. Not that I think they would, but you never know. It's YouTube, it acts weird. They made a point of fact that it sounds like he's literally... I don't know if he actually was a mute for half his life, but they make a joke about that. It's like, so if it literally sounds like I'm speaking for the first time, it's because it is. And yeah, now that I made the joke and I'm listening to him singing in a movie for the first time in God knows how long, I'm like, yeah, it does sound like he is just slowly trying to pronounce words like he doesn't know what they are initially. So that is kind of distracting. I will say this as well. With Ronda Rousey, because I've seen 3 movies with Ronda Rousey. And she was not good in either of them from a acting perspective. Physicality, she can do that in a heartbeat. She's got that. She's the former heavyweight female UFC fighter. She could kick my ass in a heartbeat. I have no doubt about this. No doubt whatsoever. So she can do physicality. I've seen in the Expendables and in Fast 6. Yeah, it was Fast 6. She does physicality well, but her acting, Jesus Christ, her acting was terrible. But I will say this, while it's not good acting, it's better acting. Watching her up until when she exits the film, and I'm doing spoilers, so whatever. Yeah, she dies, because we'll get into that plot point in a little bit. She's not terrible. The fact that she's kind of monotone, or she's kind of deadpan delivery a little bit, kind of just bland delivery, it kind of works because of the characters they are, because they're these hardcore kind of ghost stop characters. So, yeah, it works in that regard. The action is 50-50. I'm going to say that right now. It's 50-50. Most of the time, when I can see what's going on, it's solid action. They do, and I'll say this, they go some pretty, a a few moments that I'm like, shit. Like the arm and leg breaking, that's whatever. You know, even skewering someone in the throat, whatever. I'm like, okay, that's pretty hard, tough, pretty beastly, pretty hardcore, but whatever, I can deal with that. But in one scene where the asset, I can't remember the actor's name. He's one of the guys from The Raid, so he gets a lot of actual physicality scenes. He's being attacked in the car, and he kicks both arrests. And one guy breaks the window, and he just shoves his freaking neck onto the broken glass of the hood, slides his neck across and just cutting his throat like that. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Holy shit! Damn! Like that's one of those things like, all right, you did something I didn't expect. I've never seen that. The problem with the action, though, on the other half of the spectrum, is that when we get to the close quarters combat, half the time they're moving the camera so freaking shaky cam like that. I can't see half of what's going on. It's like a freaking blur. So parts of them I generally know what's going on in the fight, but overall I'm like, I wish I could see more of what's going on. I bet it's much cooler than I'm being led to believe, and I'm being led to believe it's pretty cool. So it must be amazing. So there's that factor as well. And I will say this, comparing the two, I don't know if an IMF, a Mission Impossible kind of group, actually even exists in real life. Because I imagine the real life equivalents of them are more like the Ghost Op people and things along those lines. You know, if you're caught, you know, your country disavows you. They even sign waivers saying, you know what, you don't even work for the government. You're off the grid in the movie. But I will say this, they give you much more real portrayals of how the political power struggles kind of go on in this. Obviously some of it's obviously up for Hollywood stakes. But they do a better job at this than in Mission Impossible, which is definitely played up more for the blockbuster aspect of it. So it does that fairly well. It's particularly like how people double cross, how power struggles works, everything along those lines, how that works. So it's well done in that regard. I personally feel, and there's a couple good lines in there too, like Mark Wahlberg. And this goes into a bit of going into my negatives of the film, is that Mark Wahlberg during his debriefing, at one point just rattles off things like, do I believe in Tooth Fairy? No. Do I believe in Bigfoot? No. Did I believe my 3 XYs and I said they'd love me forever? Hell no. But I can sure as fuck tell you I believe the cons were secure. So I'm like, okay, there's a couple of little lines in there you get a little laugh at. But now here comes some of my complaints, and right off the bat, I'll be honest, I'm not a big, so far I've seen it in several times. But I've seen this, I've seen Atomic Blonde, which I liked Atomic Blonde, but I wasn't super keen on the telling the story afterwards perspective. And I gotta say, while it worked a little better in this, it does spoil that, yeah, okay, clearly things went to shit on this mission, so we knew that. Mark Wahlberg makes it out alive. Spoiler, but I guess we could kind of assume that. As it progresses, we get the idea that, okay, yeah, shit really went bad on this. It's like, but at the same time, we're cutting back and forth. Now, granted, I do appreciate, like the dialogue and the way he explains things, because it does give you it does kind of ground you a little bit, even though he's a very kind of eccentric asshole in the government. But still, I'm not a huge fan of that storytelling. I'll also say this. Because of our current presidency, it is weird to watch movies. See, with Mission, and I'm going to do a lot of comparisons because they're both kind of like off-the-grid spy-op movies in some ways. So there's a few minor parallels to each other that I can make comparisons to. In Mission Impossible, they talked about, you know, getting higher up from the presidency. Obviously, I hearken to is like, okay, is this our presidency, or is this maybe like, because like in X-Men, for instance, like the last stand. Oh, actually, yeah, his last stand, and in X-Men Unite X2. Granted, those are fantasy movies, but still, it's not like Bush wasn't the president in those movies, even though they did have a president who did kind of look like him in the second one. But he's not the president in those movies. Likewise, I mean, you have plenty of films where, yeah, this is going on, but it's not our actual real world, in the sense that, oh no, the president that's in the White House is not the president that is in the White House, really. No, in this one, they clearly make it out to be that, no, we have our current president in the White House in real life. This is the real world. Whereas in Mission Impossible, I can't be guaranteed that it is our current presidency, because I would not want our current president in charge of either of those kind of ops. But whatever. I almost never get political, but that's my little sense on what I feel about our president. And I'll leave it at that. But yeah, the shaky cam. I don't know really if I do like the fact that the mission was both successful and was not successful at the same time. Like, the reveal of the triple agent backstabbery, that was interesting. The fact of the matter is, though, I find it a little, I don't know if hard to believe. It's because if someone had that power and authority, they might do it. Because the whole thing is, the true goal of this movie wasn't to get this guy. Again, I'm calling him the Raid guy because I don't know his name off the top of my head. The Raid guy is actually the triple agent. The goal was to actually kill the entire op, including all like the sector, like the private sector, like the like John Malkovich and all his crew, like the guys in the seats, as well as Mark Wahlberg and his crew. But Mark Wahlberg actually ended up making it out. And it's all for revenge on, really, Mark Wahlberg, who killed the son of some high up political Russian political figure. But I don't know. See, while it is realistic, someone would want revenge and could take vengeance for that. I don't know if someone would really just waste all that energy and political resources and, risk a lot of losing resources like manpower, equipment, things along those lines, just for that in a real world scenario. But again, if you had the power and the ability to do so, I don't see why you couldn't do that. I don't know. I'm kind of hit and miss on that, if I'm going to be honest. I'm a little on both sides of the fence. Oh, so, and then, the mother, I see, they allude to the fact that only Mark Wahlberg made it out, but we never know what happens on that plane. Because he basically gets taken off, the triple agent gets taken off, with again, I think it's Evangeline Lilly, and if not, it looks very much like her. It's not Mila Jovovich, I know that. I know who the actress is. If it's not Evangeline Lilly, I know who that actress is. But, and she's the mother, and, she has like a dick of an ex-husband, things along, and that would be one of those scenarios that if I met the guy, I'd understand his stance that she's not there. But I'd tell him to shut the fuck up, because you realize that she risks her life every day to keep the country that your daughter lives in, that you live in, that you and your new family, that you and your new wife and family live in, safe. Otherwise, who's out there? I mean, and there's gonna be other people. Yeah, but maybe one day, the other people won't be there, and she will be. Maybe she'll be able to stop something that could destroy you and your family. You just, it's one of those things where it's like, I get it, but at the same time, get your own head out of your ass. Seriously. They allude to the fact that he was probably a lousy husband too. They allude to lots, but it's like stuff that's not necessary to the film, obviously. They're trying to give these character, trying to actually give them some character, and it does work on some minor level. Mostly with Wahlberg, and again, I'm going to refer to her as Evangeline Lilly right now. Mostly in that regard, but yeah. Overall, what would I give this? I might go 5.5 out of 10. It's a little above. It's not bad. If you're curious about it, if you're interested, if you like all these actors, I want an okay little action movie. Yeah, go check it out. It's not bad. I went in there at 8 o'clock, 10 minutes worth of trailers, and I got out around 9:47. Movie's only about an hour and a half, so it's not a long set. Does feel long a bit, but I think that's due to the subject matter. It can be a little dense and heavy at points. Okay, so yeah, we still got that. So we got Hunter Killer, which is with Gerard Butler. I believe it's based off a book. And I'm going to tell you right now, this at least looks better than Geostorm did, but this still has a little of that vibe where it's hey, why does Gerard Butler get put into shitty movies, unfortunately? Like, I didn't think Gods of Egypt was god-awful. Pun not intended. But it was not good. I didn't see Geostorm, but I heard that wasn't very good. So Gerard Butler really does get kind of put in shitty movies, doesn't he? Doesn't he? And it's a shame because I love Gerard Butler. I think he's an entertaining guy. There's also Commons in there. Again, now this one takes place in a world that's not ours because the Russian president is not Putin in that movie. So, yeah. It doesn't look terrible. Maybe I'll see it. All depends. Overlord. I'm waiting for a new trailer for that. But it's a kind of a horror sci-fi World War II movie or World War One. I think. No, World War II. I think it's World War II. Directed by J.J. Abrams. Yeah. Okay. I'm so far. I'm down for that. We got Unbroken. The Road to Salvation. Unbroken 2. Now, I recall the first Unbroken. I can't remember the actual name of the actor, the character that it's supposedly based off of, but it's detailing his return. And I don't think Angelina Jolie is directing this one. I don't know. It felt a little preachy. And not like in a religious, just a little preachy. It's like, this real stuff happened, and he overcame all this, and I don't know, something about that. I don't know, something about it. Like the first one didn't feel bad. It's not the same guy playing, as far as I know, but first one didn't look bad. I heard mixed things on it, but I don't know about this one. Crap, I wrote that one. Oh, A Star is Born. I'm looking forward to that. I know it's a remake, but hell, it looks good. Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga looks good in it. Hell, Dave Chappelle. Sam Elliott's in there playing his dad, I believe. First Man, Neil Armstrong, Ryan Gosling. Looks good. It's definitely more of an Oscar movie, definitely, but looks good. Happy Time Murders. That's next week. You better believe I'm going to be Happy Time Murders. And then Peppermint. Which, now I listened to the trailer enough, she mentions that she's got peppermint in her veins. She's like, my girl's got snow in her eyes and peppermint in her veins. No! Wait. That line, how I'm saying that aloud, that the peppermint in her veins. Is that why the movie's called Peppermint? I mean, if that's a nickname, that's one thing. If that is a nickname, that's one thing. But peppermint in her veins, that's a really throwaway line. That's a really odd thing to name the movie after. So I'm going to guess it's a nickname for right now. But who knows? Anyway, though, yeah, 5.5 out of 10. It's not bad. It's average. It's a little above average. I enjoyed it. It's definitely got problems, though. It's not perfect. It's not going to be on my top 10 of the year. That's for certain. It's not going to be in my top 10 worst. Well, I don't know. It might be. I'll be honest, besides a couple ones that really stand out to me, I have not seen a lot of bad movies this year. I can think of like 3 or 4 off the top of my head, don't get me wrong. Like 50 Shades is going to be on the list, Wrinkle in Time is going to be on the list. I Feel Pretty is going to be on the list. So there's a couple that definitely stand out, but yeah, I haven't seen a great deal of bad movies this year. And that's just the way it works sometimes. But hey, I still got 3.5 months left in the year. Oh, there's time. No, 4.5 months left in the year. It's only on August only 8th. So there's time. There's time for a whole bunch of shit to come. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, though. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point, including who would wins, what if, Star Wars, superhero magic, anything you do on this channel. You can put that in the comments below. If you have a request, I will get to it at some point. Tomorrow will be another who would win. I'm currently doing notes for more. There's no best to worst or worst to best video this week, but I'm currently doing notes for one and a couple others in the future. So it is going to be at least a partially regular thing, but I already explained that I won't guarantee I'm getting them out every Thursday. But right now, that's kind of the key day I'm doing it is Thursday. Obviously, the other what if, the current one I've got going on will be on Sunday, as well as box office. And then next week is the week of what ifs. So all week what ifs. So, and hopefully that will actually allow me to round out the ones I've currently got going. Because I have been doing the same 2 ones every Saturday and every Wednesday and Sunday for a little while now. but I'm reaching the end of them too. So, the Goku Red Ribbon Army one might be done. It's definitely going to be done by next week because I'm sure I'll get 2 videos of that out. The Naruto Kyuubi one, that might still end up going for another 2 or 3 videos, but we'll see what happens. Definitely at least another 2, because I don't see myself getting that done, the remainder of that one done in one video. 2, maybe. More like, probably like 2 or 3. We'll see what happens. But, again, what ifs will be throughout next week, so just keep your eyes out for those. Obviously, if you got suggestions, maybe I'll get to them. I don't know. I'll probably already have a set schedule at that point, but I'll always take the request to do for future videos. But I digress. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Have a good one, folks.